Hey guys, it's still Monday, barely. I almost forgot to make a video today. I had this really stupid assignment that it's been driving me crazy for like 2 weeks, and it's due tomorrow, and I was just having a crazy time with it. So I just barely finished it, and said, hey, I still have to make a video today. So in Mountain Standard Time, it's still before midnight. Sorry if it's Tuesday where you're at. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about grieving your eating disorder. And this is something that a lot of people don't think about, or a lot of people feel guilty about. But this is a normal and important part of recovery, that you go through a period of grief when you are losing your eating disorder, okay? So you have used your eating disorder so much in your life to cope and to deal with things and to find comfort and to find relief and to kind of hold yourself together. And so, your eating disorder has some benefits, and it's been kind of like a friend to you, and you may have identified yourself with your eating disorder. And so when you're losing your eating disorder, it can feel like you're going through a death, literally. That you're grieving a friend, that you're grieving the loss of yourself, that you don't know how to define yourself. Because suddenly you feel like, well, who am I if I don't have my eating disorder, when that's how I've identified myself for so long. And it can be a very painful experience. So I'd like to encourage you to embrace that grief, and to, like, if you were to lose a good friend or a loved one or a family member, to allow that grieving process to also happen with your eating disorder, and to not feel guilty about it. And there's different things that you can do to help that along. For me, I kind of had like this big ritual where I like burned my skinny jeans, and I burned this Anna Devil and all these puppets that I made, and some of you have seen them, some of you haven't, on my channel, but I burned them, and I painted this box that it was an urn, and I put these ashes inside of it, and I sealed it up, and I made I did this like whole like wake thing, and I let it go on the river, and that might not work for everybody, but for me it was a symbolic process of grief, and I had to actually let that go. Now that doesn't mean that it's necessarily gone away for good. It just means that I've learned how to redefine myself. I also have a box, and here, I'll pull it out here just in a second. I have it hiding here. Okay. I'll show you my box. But anyway, with all this other literature. Anyway, I have this box, and this is a box that I painted to redefine myself and to put stuff in there. Let's see if I can get it to where you can read it. And I just every time I would feel sad or something, I just like write little things on it. And I have little things in here that remind me of who I am. And this is I have a little box inside. It's like a travel box, actually. It's so that when I do presentations and I want to show it, then if I'm like flying somewhere, I don't have to carry the big box. But like there's different things you can put it. Like I went to an Eating Disorders Anonymous group one time. Actually, like, it wasn't really for me, but I kept the little coins that they give you, that you collect. Some people are into those. And anyway, for me, that was just like, I write stuff on it, decorate it, and so that I can redefine myself without my eating disorder, and so that you can embrace the new life that's coming. And it can be difficult to go through that process and let it go, but once you have let it go, then you can also go through a process of being able to go through like a birth and you feel awake and alive. And it's not like it's always going to be easy after that. I mean, there's still times when I really struggle and I really go through the grief, but I have a handle more on who I am, and so it's easier to get through, and I don't like lose my identity in it anymore. So that process can really help you in the when you're recovering. So go ahead and grieve and find a way that works for you, and you'll find that recovery is more permanent when you allow yourself to have those feelings and don't feel guilty because of it. And and people that don't have an eating disorder may not fully understand that, but people that do will get it, and they'll understand because most of us have those feelings. And so we can grieve together with the Eating Disorders Grieving Club of America. It's totally normal. And it's people that don't go through that process don't recover as well most of the time because in order to really let go of it, you have to feel that loss. So that is my words for today, and I will see you next week.